Take a deep breath in. Very gently shrug the shoulders up and breathe out and very gently release the tension. Take another deep breath in. Shrug the shoulders up. Tilt the head back. Massage the back of the skull. Take a deep breath in. Shrug the shoulders furthermore up. Tilt the head back. Open wide, that releasing the tension of that jaw. Now chin to the chest, completely breathe out to a seated cat. Now you have moved the energy onto the inner movement. Out of that inner gathering, the energy. Now take a deep breath in. Tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Now gather the energy on the third eye. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Gather the energy on the anus level, navel level, heart level, and throat level. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Energy gaze onto the third eye into the crown. What is happening? Instead of an illusion, you're bringing the energy. Breathe out into a seated cat. Now take a deep breath in, elongate the spine. Bring the scattered energy of the mind into the spine. Breathe out, twist the spine to the right on the out breath, stomach holding. Almost you're gathering like an archer gathering the energy into the bow. Breathing in back into the center. Change the formation of the legs. Like gentle deep breath in. Who is taking the breath? The lungs, not you. Who is moving the body to the left on the out breath? Back to the center. The momentum that you have together. Now take a deep breath in. Move the legs from crossing into a Sukhasana. They are not crossed anymore. Now take a deep breath in, very gently walk those palms into the front, drop the elbows. Try not to slouch the back. Try not to slouch. Now you're observing. Your desires are not wasting. Your action energies are constantly living off that asana, living on that prana, living on that energy. But there is no fantasizing about a result at this moment, or a failure or a success. There is nothing about fantasizing about what this posture will give it to you in the future. Now very gently take a deep breath in and coming back. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. Now stretch the neck to the right side. Back into the center. Onto the left side. Back into the center. Now take a deep breath in, back into the center. Arms raise onto the crown, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Now just observe the energy. If you go into the thinking, it will suck your energy out. And if you entertain the thinking, the illusion, this is gathering the energy. Breath out, spread the wings wider, out breath. Now take a deep breath in, palms onto the pranam position. Interlacing the fingers, palms facing into the front, stretch, elbows stretch. So now you have moved away from that psychological pleasure, thinking this and thinking that, back into the pranam position. And relax. Now take a deep breath in and very gently bring in the left foot into the back, shoulders roll back. Take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, chest open, throat open, back relax, stabilize the scapula. Breath out, walk those palms, drop those elbows. Now in the practice, this is observing the breath, observing the movement, observing the psychology, physiology. There is no intention of doubt or fear. There is no intention of success or failure. Take a deep breath in, palms facing down, gently coming back, shoulders relaxed, just open. But you have to be very careful now. Now, if the doubt enters into you about the world, about the body, about this, that's what the cosmic forces allowing you to enjoy the doubt. So the world is in a place of doubt, world is in a place of limitation, this and that and that and this. I'm not going to, because your ego is already using it for its own gratification. Even in the space of thinking, something is not happening out of fear. Now very gently coming into a plan. Strong on the pelvic floor, keeping the body in the space of this asana. Very gently take a deep breath in, drop the knees, stretch the spine, palms facing up, releasing the tension. Allow that spine to not hunch, but gently moving towards the gravity. If it is harder, just keep the intention. Now see where your energy is being leached out. Maybe the success is doubtful for you. So, but in that very moment, the intention has creeping in. You're doubting, this is not going to work. This is not going to happen. You don't even have to perform the action in the intention of the karma. You have manifested. So this is where you have to be very careful of things in your practice. Palms facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Take a deep breath in and coming into a gentle cobra, Bhujangasana. Just observe where your mind has caught up on so many things. Well, there you go, your energy. So there is no gathering, there is no momentum. Because even you have the amazing, successful events to do, if you're worried of it, Doesn't happen. The moment you think, you already created the possibility of not happening. So the cosmic energy says, so be it. There is no genie in it. It's your command. Breathe out towards the down face. Now very gently align your heels properly. Toes can be pointing at each other, heels apart. Then you can go back into the space, bending 1 knee at a time. Just support your actions, perform into the asana. Now very gently, left foot into the front onto the pigeon pose, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. Now observe. If you're not thinking about it, maybe you're talking about it. Maybe you're wondering about it. Where your energies. Asana and the breath is nothing other than energy gathering into that space of the bow. Shoulders roll back, stabilize the scapula, back of the neck is very important. Lift up the chest. Energy. Breathe out, drop the elbows, those palms. Now, there will be a moment that there is no subject or object and you have become one. So there's the God and the devotee, and then suddenly the distinction between the God and the devotee has gone and it has become one. Let's say it's nothing to do with God or nothing to do with devotee. Because otherwise the mind will again creeping in, put this into a category by consuming you even in the space of the mind or in the body. Got it so far? Palms facing up. So now the mind will seek for the attention. That's why it's easy to become the victim of your failures because you get attention. But let's say nothing to do with happiness. If you are navigating this life without getting caught up. Of course, people are people. They are not going to praise anything about you because you, your behavior, your movement, your practice has confirmed them. So why people give you attention when you are doing very well? They only give attention to you when you are not doing very well, so they can tell you that they are greater than you. That's what it is. Even catch yourself if you do this to another person. Catch yourself if you're doing this to you or to a family member or to reaction to the world. Catch yourself. The moment you catch, the intention change. Now take a deep breath in, very gently coming back, shoulders relax, just open. Where is the breath? Where is the body? Where is the mind? Where is the intention? So your practice, there is no true fees. There is no profit. You have successfully completed the journey of the being, gathering the limitation of the mind and the body. You are a successful human being. It's you. Black. Strong on the pelvic floor. Now, if you can drop the knees and the chest, otherwise coming into a lower plank, elbows tucked in if you're on the lower plank, and gravitating above the floor, breathing in into up face. Shoulders relax, just open. Breathe out towards the down face. Now very gently warming up onto the down face. Now take a deep breath in, left leg up into the back. Breathe out, left knee to the left chest. Breathing means stretching back, left knee to the left elbow. Breathing means stretching back, left knee onto the right elbow. Breathing in, stretch back, left foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back, interlacing the fingers. Arms raise onto the crown. Interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Very gently opening up onto the Virabhadrasana. Now take a mudra of the blessing that has blesses you back. Now there's nothing to do with what's wrong with the world. You see, when you do a negative thought, it does not mean the universe is against you. It bless you back. It will reflect back only what the intentions you're putting is right now in your life is what is making the sense. Gentle arch. Breathing in back into the center. Elbow onto the knee. Take a deep breath in, right elbow pointing up, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take a mudra. Now, if you can move from this posture to the Purna Trikonasana. If you have a block, use the block. Gently allow the body to warm up. Now, very gently keep this opening, no holding in the awareness, no separation, thinking my arm is this, my leg is this. Bring that intention to letting go of all the beliefs and just be present. Got it so far? Right reaching into the back touch. Now bend the knee, left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor. Lengthening to look up, drop the back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee, shoulders relax and chest. Now lunge forward and backward a little bit, even strengthening and lengthening the knee if you need to. Very gently warming up. Very gently becoming that space. Now very gently take a deep breath in. Garudasana, right arm on the top. Now take and very gently observe the space of where the energy gathering on the third eye. Energy gathering in the twist. Energy gathering through the breath. Energy gathering through the intention. Now breathe out, spread the wings wider and touch the floor. Now drop those palms onto the right side. And now that you have warmed up your groin, warm up your hips by pushing the bum into the back and into the front, and see whether you want to drop the elbows and see whether it's navigating you. Some of you might want to lift up onto the side of the foot and drop the left knee a little bit more. Some of you might just keep it on the floor. Some of you might just drop the elbows and walk a little bit into the front. Just in that space. Some of you might have the fist on the third eye. Shoulders relax, and the momentum is gathering now. You're pulling the bow backwards so that you can move forward belongs to you because your momentum is gathering. The inner movement. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders relax, and just relax, palms onto the floor, very gently moving into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor. Now very gently left knee onto the floor, right arm reaching into the front up to the ceiling. Now very gently clench and unclench, see whether there is any stagnation. Draw the attention and allow into the intention of the flow. Now, there is no subject-object relationship. The everyday language of subject-object. Education of subject and object. Right, reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now drop the knees. Completely breathe out to a cat. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Energy gates onto the third eye. Breathe out. Anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Now, even there is a body and the mind is there, but it is there on absolute, serving the purpose of absolute. The intention is without separation. Breathing in, tongue roll up, energy gaze onto the space of the absolute. Neutral spine. Now very gently left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take a full rotation to release the tension which is connected to the rib, to the spine, spine to the chest, under the armpit. Very gently dropping the elbows, releasing the tension. Now let the body to express that space. So now the yoga is not in a space of expressing it. There is no language, there is no movement, but there is in between, and you don't have to go into a category. The intention is there. Now, whether you share that into the space of the health, wealth, to the relationship, it comes, your energy is now overflowing. It's almost impossible to express it other than it's overflowing. This happens to writers, this happens to artists, it happens to whether you're cooking someone something out of a relationship, out of a love. Now, even in the form, the formless is there. Got it? Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax and just open. Into the space of the cat, you just release the static neutral spine. Now give a good rotation to the hips and the space of the digestion. Just that biological functioning of the human being perpetuating beyond onto the other side. Now, very gently, knees wide apart, push the hips into the front, push the hips into the back, and stretch the spine. Arms facing up, releasing the tension. Try not to curve the spine, just slouch it very gently. So try to take the practice without the division, but understand it. Otherwise, in the world, that even to understand the God, you have an opposition to it, because you still see the God through the duality. You see the love towards through the division. So basically, you are a divided person, and this is the most important thing, that the world is in the division and you are divided constantly because it supports the division. You have to bring this unity. That's why it is called uniting awareness, so that you are not expressing one side. Because when you express one side, you have an opposition. And subconsciously, spiritually, unconsciously, consciously, you are in the space of division. And you're gathering everything in your life, health, wealth, everything in place of division. Success, failure, black, white, right, wrong, friend, enemy. Understand now? Something very important. Poor, rich. Now palms facing down. Shoulders relax. Chest open. Crawling and bringing the chest into the flow. Take a deep breath in. Elbows onto the floor, coming into a gentle cobra. Overlooking onto the right side. Overlooking into the left side. Now back to the center. Now to the space of the unity, that you don't need to be entertained about the gospel or the God or the Bible or the Tripitaka or the Bhagavad Gita, anything, but you have the essence of it, the depth of it. Now, when you go to the depth, it gives you the tools to remain in silence. Now, the moment you go back to the talking about this experience, you have gone back to the realm of duality and you have lost it. So that's why you have these people who just smile at you but don't have a conversation with you. So let's bring that space into our finance, our health, our relationship. Breathe out, third eye, sit on the fifth elbow, pointing out. Just into that space. Now the material formation, the language formation, thinking formation all collapse. The subjects, objects that you're having conversations with, there is no more. Now there is no God and seeker, they have met and has become one. Because everything else is. Now, whatever the craft you choose will happen from this space. Whether you're cooking for someone, whether you're healing someone, but you don't bring it into the surface. Now, this answer with all those fears, doubts, success feeling. Now relax, down face. Breathe out, releasing the tension. Right leg up into the back. Right knee onto the right chest. Stretch back right knee onto the right elbow. Stretch back right knee onto the left elbow. Stretch back right foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raise onto the ground. Palms onto the pranam position. Into the Virabhadrasana, take a mudra. Now we all are recovering addicts of the mind, recovering addicts from the body, recovering addicts from thoughts and emotions, recovering addicts from the futures, recovering addicts from the past. Aren't we all? Now leave it there. Even some people can be recovering from spiritual journeys. So now coming to that space, opening up, taking a mudra. Maybe some are recovering from the body, recovering from the world. All those subjects and objects. Gentle arch. Gently come back. Elbow onto the knee. Switch your right arm up, left arm up to the ceiling. Taking into the Purna Trikonasana. Just coming to the place of the elimination of the toxicity that in the body, toxicity in the mind, elimination of the subject and the object. There is no separation from the creation. Now, take this posture to express that, whatever you want to call God, love. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor, bend the knee. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Right reaching into the back. Drop the back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee. Shoulders relax and moving the body into the front and into the back to release any tension and give that separation coming into unity. Gathering the energy. Arms stretch onto the side, Garudasana, left on the top. Gather the energy back onto the space of the direction. Take a moment and allow the out-breath to collapse the subject and object. Intention, relationship to this whole thing is the intention. And the mileage from the surface has come internal into the space of meeting it. Once you have got that understanding and the realization of the innocence, it's very hard to teach educated person innocence. You wouldn't understand. Spread the wings wider and drop the palms onto the left side. Slowly. See whether you want to gently opening up the hips and gently allow to explore, evolve through the posture, evolve through the breath, evolve through the experience. Now to remain in this posture in the depth of the silence is very important. Now you understand the body and the mind also belongs to the God. It is nothing other than manifest and unmanifest having its dance. But whether you call Shakti, humanity and sacred coming together, very gently coming back into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor, very gently right knee onto the floor, left arm reaching up to the ceiling, into the back, touch the floor, drop the knee. Now very gently breathe out to a cat, breathing in into a cow, shoulders relaxed, chest open, neutral spine, left arm reaching up to the ceiling, under the armpit. Or whatever the side I did. Is that the side I did before this up? So we'll do the right arm reaching. Sorry about that. Under the armpit. Shoulders relax and just go back into the center, gently coming out. Shoulders relax. Knees wide apart. Put the hips into the front. Push the hips into the back. Do a good rotation and release any tension that is still accumulating through the duality. Now, I'm not saying that you are the only person in this world exists. It's not what I'm saying. Wider rotation onto the other side, stretch the spine. But everything that you see is one or the other way. It's infinite. So you can share the same energy and start expressing ways so that everything is expressing that. When you see through these eyes the blossoming of a tree, leaves dropping, birth of a newborn, death of an old friend, everything is in the space, and the humanity and the sacred is in the space of the dance, the Leela. So your relationship to the everything has something so special. But it is deeper. So when you come into this place together, into the child pose, crown of the head onto the floor, lifting up the buttocks to activate the pituitary and the pineal energy. Collapse the subject and object and direct the energy into that space. Now roll back onto the third eye. Now wake up the spine one vertebra at a time. Shoulders relax and just go. Now lift up onto the knee. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Reaching into the back. Warm up that space first. Left arm reaching up into the back. Now very gently see whether you can perform the Uttarasana, whether you're supporting the buttock, whether you're supporting the heels, or you are keeping a bolster in the back of the heel. So, or through blocks, to very gently elevate the throat and the heart, lift up the craft of the navel, express, express, express the relationship, the intention. Breathe out towards the child pose. Wake up the spine one vertebra at a time. Shoulders relax, just open. Stretch the legs into the front, release any tension. Shake the legs, release the tension. Knees to the chest to complete breathe out. Breathing in, arms raised onto the ground, stretch those legs up to the ceiling. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Now very gently coming into a place of a seating. A deep breath in, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Twist the spine into the back. Very gently, shoulders relax. Elevate that heart. Don't sink that space of the heart, the devotion, the journey of the body, journey of the breath, journey of the mind. Back into the shoulders relax yourself. Change the formation of the legs. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling, into the back. Twisting the spine to the left. Lift out the space of the heart. Now, even the creation of a separation, but you're expressing the unity of it. Got it so far? Back into the center. Now take a mudra into that space of where the humanitarian space, humanity, meeting the sacredness. And what that would be. Now, everything is written about the humanity, everything is written about the sacred. But what about it's in the middle when it has unite, not be written? So, can you see the division here? So bring your energy into the space of not division, because otherwise you will gain energy and you will deplete energy. On the space of the beloved. Awareness is just awareness. There is no direction. What would be a place of being aware about awareness? Being awake by awakeness. Arms very gently raised back to the crown, cleansing and collapsing all the spaces of the subject and the object and coming into the relationship with that space. Awakening the space of the crown and beyond the crown, third eye and beyond the third eye, throat and beyond in its unity, heart and its unity, solar plexus and its unity, navel and its unity, Muladhara. Now very gently, arms raised onto the crown, cleansing the space. No language, because all language is evolved to describe the object and subject. But who is in deeply awakened. Palms onto the Namaskar position. Remain silent. It's almost impossible otherwise. Very gently coming into the place of the realization of the duality. Not putting this awaken onto another place, but either you remain silent or you can serve the purpose from this space. Now you see Matt has gone, but there's always the classes there. Uh, so good to see you, Rebecca and Des, Liz, Sylvia, Dylan, Maria and Sage, wherever he is, and Matt, and to all everybody who is going to see these classes afterwards. Now you got what we were pointing at. So every scriptures and everything is really explaining this non-duality. explain these success and failures, but you have to see these things in a place of oneness. Because the more separation you have, even to understand the God, you have a division, then it cannot be God or love from a division or a wealth from a division or health from a division, because you're constantly, without knowing, you're depleting the energies to go to the other extreme from one extreme. So the practice allows you to slowly come into that space of understanding. Otherwise, the same love loved you once, you may have to run again. So you have to really understand, the more you get mature in the space of the practice, these dualities and ideas and the worlds have to collapse. But it doesn't mean that it does not exist. It is in existing in so many levels of understanding and realization. Otherwise, before, people didn't think about so much, but now the media and the social media also allow you to think about thoughts more graphically. So they are becoming more sensitive to this thinking, because your thinking and your desires have become very strong to certain things, even to understand spirituality. It is not a study. It cannot be a study. It is a realization, and a lot of things that we have studied has to collapse. And in spirituality, there is no place that calls safe. Even in place of spirituality, people take this spirituality be in the safe place. No, it should confront you. It should collapse the fear and the doubt, not it's against you. Otherwise, universe will nothing other than a genie will create your doubts and fears, because your intention is very authentic there, not the purpose of what you want to create. And the first thing, that's why I said it's very interesting. It's not about throwing the arrow at a goal. It's taking the back the bow and working on all what you have not worked, because then your goal is different. And then otherwise thinking and getting tired by not achieving things and having fear and doubt. See, I said that it's very easy to have a conversation with doubters. You will have a lot of gathering, doubt about the world, doubt about the love, doubt about this. But I'm not saying that opposition is bad. I'm just saying when you're success, you have people almost jealous about you. They don't want to talk about you. That is a normal thing, because then they have to look at themselves. Looking at ourselves is not that easy, especially if you have been challenged, evolved by a lot of failures, society level or surface level of failure. There is no such a thing called failure. It's that you have participated in something totally. And if you have gained pain through that and you have suffered, you will have the realization to see that as a awakening. So whatever it is happening in your life, I have answered a lot of things. I've answered collectively those parts. Just sit and relax and enjoy life. The life is also not for you to totally work it out. It is a working process for many, many lives. You don't have to do it in this life. You just have to be awake into this life. Otherwise, you will have this life as a deep sleep. You will not spend time on awakening. So it is there. Everything is there. Love you all. Big hugs. And I'll see you soon. Thank you for welcoming me in your love. Love you all. Bye.